In the news this week, WA businesses turn away young job seekers as they fight to stay open in a struggling economy.
Police message for young illegal drivers this week: you can try, but you can't hide.
Indigenous Australians gather to celebrate NAIDOC week and reflect on reconciliation.
And the Hubble telescope uncovers a new monster black hole in space.
Plus, we continue our Left Behind series on youth and employment on Western Perspective.
That's coming up.
This is the Evening News.
Good evening. WA businesses are feeling the pinch in the state's failing economy with rising costs and unable to hire young job seekers as youth unemployment hits 14%. The state government says it's trying to improve the situation as 2 more shops shut their doors in Perth CBD. Nelson Liu reports.
Business used to be bustling for restaurant manager Jeremy Lay, but now times aren't good.
Right now business is quite tough.
He manages Buddha Buddha restaurant in Northbridge and says his business is being affected by fewer shoppers.
For a few years ago, people were definitely going out more often, and when they did go out, they were more easily spending, but these days people are very restrictive.
With less spending and rising business costs, hiring young workers just isn't a priority now, with many other businesses in the same position.
I'd like to hire more people, but right now the business is not doing too well.
Youth unemployment remains in double digits at around 14%, but while businesses want to hire, the cost can't be justified because of a slowing economy. The state government says there are reasons why WA currently isn't doing too well.
Enhanced online trade obviously affects all retailers. There's excessive rents being paid by many landlords.
And they're working to make the city more exciting with events to drive business and boost jobs. But if the economy continues the way it is, managers like Jeremy may have to close for good. Nelson Liu, WAMN News.
In a focused police operation, over 100 officers took to the streets for the updated automatic number plate recognition rollout. During this anywhere, anytime approach, drivers can be pulled up for road safety or illegalities and then checked over for other offences. Officers warn drivers doing the wrong thing will be caught.
The latest automatic number plate recognition operation has been praised on its successes, as police have already recovered a stolen vehicle early into the targeted duties. Vehicles can be pinged for being unlicensed or stolen, or if the driver has a suspended licence.
It starts with as a road safety initiative, but there's certainly a lot of other advantages here for the West Australian Police Force.
Police Minister Michelle Roberts said using resources effectively like this can expect to get very good results.
Hundreds of cars can go past one of these cameras in an hour or so, and they can all be identified and all be checked against the system.
Ms Roberts commented on the importance of the time saved with the automated system, as officers previously looked up the information manually.
ANPR camera basically is connected to the database and it just goes through the record. So instantaneously it will scan the registration number against the database.
As another $35 million was allocated towards the police budget to upgrade digital processes, the ANPR Technology operations are expected to cost above $100,000. Andrew Fuster, WAMN News.
NAIDOC Week celebrations have embraced Indigenous culture and given the opportunity to reflect our reconciliation journey. Voice, Treaty and Truth was this year's theme, representing the unified position of First Nations Australians. Mervinese Nalamaya spokesperson encourages all people to recognise the state's Indigenous heritage.
When it comes to recognition?
Yeah, when it comes to recognition, I'd say NAIDOC should be 365 days a year, that the oldest culture and people in the world are recognised. It should be every day of the year that our people should have our rightful place as the oldest continual existence of people and culture in the world.
As Mandurah continues to struggle with incidents of theft and assault, WA Police are cracking down on offenders with an increased police presence in the area. Police Minister Michelle Roberts commented on the feedback she receives around youth issues, like young people congregating, people feeling unsafe and multiple assaults. Police response times for incidents are under 3 minutes and offenders caught will be put before the court systems. Ms Roberts said she's been assured they're putting additional resources in place to deal with immediate situations.
The rate of assault in Mandurah and the rate of theft and burglary in Mandurah over the last 2 or 3 years has come down. It hasn't gone up. That's not to say there's not a real issue there, but I think the broader underlying issues about people feeling unsafe is that you've seen groups of youths that are intimidating people.
Osborne Park Hospital is getting a facelift with an expansion to upgrade its services. Contractors have been invited to tender for the $24.9 million joint state and federal government development that will enhance the maternity wing and boost its rehabilitation unit. Construction is expected to be completed by the end of 2021, giving patients access to a range of allied health and medical staff for the first time ever.
It does a number of things. It's about strengthening the hospital services available to people in the northern suburbs. It's growing the amount of maternity services that we have here and significantly expanding the rehabilitation services. It's an important element, combined with the redevelopment of Joondalup Hospital, of our policies about making sure that people in the northern suburbs get world-class healthcare.
US President Donald Trump has indicated that social media giants may face regulations after he hosted a gathering with conservative activists at the White House. Many commentators who were invited to the summit were banned on social media, with Mr. Trump arguing conservative voices are being discriminated. Some activists feared that the president may abolish laws which defend services from being sued over harmful content, a move which may harm free speech. Democratic President candidate Joe Biden promised he will host a summit to ensure global democracy if elected. During his speech in New York, he says foreign policies will be driven by sound strategies, not Twitter tantrums. Mr. Biden also vows to host a summit on climate change and make major polluting countries to make more ambitious national pledges.
A Hubble telescope image of spiral galaxy located 130 million light years away has uncovered a black hole that shouldn't exist. At the core of the NGC galaxy is a monster black hole weighing about 250 million times the mass of our Sun. This discovery has demonstrated two of Einstein's theory of relativity and will continue to be observed.
And that's our news for this week. We have the latest on our website and Facebook page.
From Taylor, myself and the rest of the team until 8 o'clock next Sunday, a very good evening to you.
Good night.